Hey guys, what's up? It's Terran Lewis and Quinton Lewis. Yeah, so we started a relationship vlog, of course, called Life with the Lewises. We've been married for about 3 years at this point. 3 long years. No, it's been fun. It's been fun for 3 years. And we dated prior to getting married for 2 years, and we were friends. We've been friends for about 7 years. We were just talking about, we were just looking at pictures of Quinton when his hair was like super short, which was about 7.
Hair always been long.
No, it was short, which was about 7 or 8 years ago. And he was saying that's when we met. We met at what was it? A club promotion. We were that was the thing to do, I guess, as a freshman in college. Like
they was recruiting.
Yeah, it was really fun to be like party promoters. So that's really kind of where we met. And so we're doing well, that was kind of the first time we were in the same space with each other that we know of. So yeah, so we're gonna do a video about how we met, just to kind of introduce ourselves, just to share something interesting about how the Life with the Lewises, i.e. Terran and Quinton, came to be. So yeah, it's like pulling teeth trying to get Quinton to
Yes.
cooperate with me.
Yes.
And trying to get him to do anything, but thank goodness he's here. So I'll probably be doing the majority of the talking. I'm gonna let him tell his version.
Too, okay. I like to talk too now.
You do like to talk.
I love to talk.
When he's in his zone, he does
I love
like
to
to
sell.
talk. But we're not selling though. We're talking about
Okay,
our
okay.
relationship. So yeah, he's super passionate about business, and I'm just super passionate about life. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna tell my perspective of when we met, because of course I have like my own thing.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so when initially when we met, we were in the same space for like a party promotion meeting. So we were about to be freshmen in college, and that was like my first remembrance of, oh, okay, I remember that. I remember you introduced and said your name was Quinton. We didn't officially meet until we moved into the freshman dorms. Georgia State had just built the freshman dorms for class of 09. And so we all got to stay there on like a 6th floor freshman dormitory. For those who were there, what's up? Shout out to everybody that was there. So it was fun. It was like, just we were all freshmen in this building together. So yeah, I think we were doing like a meet and greet, and they were actually having it on Quinton's floor, which was the 2nd floor, where the majority of the guys lived. Yeah,
we had the most popping floor.
It was their floor was pretty fun. It was pretty fun.
Yes, it was.
But yeah, so they did the meet and greet down there on their floor, and I think wasn't it a meet and greet?
It was something like that.
It was something like a
in
meet and
the
greet.
foyer area.
It wasn't, yeah, in the foyer. But I'm like, why would they pick one floor out of 6 floors?
Our floor was the best floor.
Okay, anyways. So yeah, it was like a meet and greet down there, and it's kind of a blur, but I do remember somebody introduced us. Do you know who introduced us?
Chris Hewitt.
Chris Hewitt. Oh my gosh. That is so interesting. How did Chris introduce us?
He literally was like, Quinton, this is Terran. Terran, this is Quinton.
Okay, so yeah, I must have met Chris Hewitt. And this is pretty much still like when we first got into college. So I know both of our birthdays are in September. We started college in August, so it was still pretty early because we weren't even 18 yet.
I was 17.
We were still 17 at the time. And so yeah, Chris Hewitt, shout out to you. He introduced us. Oh my gosh, and that's still our friend to this day. Huey, he's still our friend to this day, a mutual friend of ours, so that's what's up. But yeah, so Chris Hewitt introduced us, and I just remember, like, from my perspective, like, shaking hands, like, we shook hands and all, and I remember his beautiful face, like, smiling at me. And I tell everybody this is so serious, but when we first met, I kid you not, when he touched my hand and I saw his smile and just captured the moment, and I just remember a voice so clear. I've never heard a voice this clear in my mind, but a voice came to me and it said, "This is gonna be your husband." And that was just so crazy. And I didn't even like freak out when I heard the voice or when that statement came. I just kind of smiled and embraced it and accepted it, and just, I think I was just caught in the moment by how perfect and how beautiful. And I guess he was like, I don't know, things that you probably think about like your perfect man, but like you don't really fully, I don't know, you really don't fully know it, but he had his locks. I mean, he has a beautiful complexion color, and his smile was everything. And I mean, he was younger then, of course, so he looked much younger.
No facial hair.
He didn't have no facial hair, and his hair was short. But we actually exchanged numbers right then and there. And the strange thing was when we exchanged numbers, I don't know if there was like some sort of attraction. We might have had an attraction in the beginning, because we did actually like each other from the jump. We kind of had a little fling, no sex or anything. It was just like a fling, like we liked each other. Clearly. We did kiss. We kissed. We were very innocent. But anyways, when we met, we exchanged numbers, and when we put each other's numbers in our phone, I put his in my phone as Quinton Demps, and we just exchanged last names, and he put my number in his phone as Terran Lewis. And I remember the first time he called me, he was like, "What's up, Mrs. Lewis?" I will never forget that. And I was just like, like crushing so hard. So that was just like the cutest thing. And then how ironic is it that here I am, what is this, like 5 or 7 years later? Ooh, we're 25, so that was...
This was 2009. It's 2017.
It's 2017, so like 8 years.
8 years later.
8 years later, and I'm really Mrs. Lewis at this point. So, I mean, it was meant to be at this point. I'm really thinking that it was meant to be. But what was your perspective on how we met?
Well, I mean, you know, getting to college, you know, first time being away from home, from my mom, and I'm really just looking to have a good time. You know, I really didn't even know what to expect. I'm just being for real.
We didn't ask you about all that. It was just about how we met.
And then I get to school. You know, I kick it with Chris Hewitt. Man, that first day I was there. But anyways, what did he do? He like you said, we was in the second floor, meeting people, just meeting people, and he introduced me to you. Well, both of us.
Yeah.
And pretty much from that moment, I did like you. You still are cute, but you were very cute at that time.
You still are cute.
But no but, because then that just nullifies all of it. But
he didn't hear the voice and feel the love like I did. But
I'm sorry, I didn't.
I
didn't. I mean, cause like I said, I was in school. I was just getting to college.
He was 17.
Young 17.
He ain't thinking about marriage. I'm over here meeting him like this my husband.
It was so many females around, and I was just, you know, just being me.
Oh yeah, you were.
I was very chill.
He was very chill, and it's so crazy because really in the beginning, I think because I knew that voice, it was kind of like, or because I heard that voice, like I just knew that we were gonna be together. Like I thought that we really should have just started being together when we met. But I mean, of course, it didn't happen that way because, like Quinton said, there were girls and blah blah. So you know, we had like a little situation like. We were really good friends still. Like we just built our relationship as far as friends go, and I like some fun things that I remember from when we first were just like even friends. We weren't dating or anything like that, but just some of the fun things I remember was going to Georgia State movie theater to watch Food Inc. Quinton probably does not remember. You remember that? Okay, I was about to say Quinton probably does not remember.
We were friends.
Like
we hung out. Like we hung out. It was me, you, Credo, Chris.
But we talking about me and you.
I'm just saying,
I hung out
we were like that's the biggest thing.
We were friends for sure. And I wasn't really like Quinton was a good friend of mine, but we also have other mutual friends like our friend Credo, Chris Jackson, Chris Hewitt, and I hung out with them a lot as well. So I don't know, they were just my guys, and like we all hung out and stuff. And but me and Quinton, we like kissed and stuff, and then Quinton started, you know, dating somebody else for a time or like a year or so, and we, you know, fell off, and then we came back, you know, and just continued to be friends. Like first and foremost, like we were just friends first, and we were actually like really good friends. Yes, that's my buddy. Like a lot of the things that if I really had something on my mind or anything, I could always go and talk to Quinton about it, and you know, he would really give me some sound advice. And I mean, I always had like these feelings for him, and it really a lot of like what I did in college as far as like not really getting into relationships. Like he got into a relationship, I didn't get into a relationship. Of course I dated people and, you know, had my college fun, but I didn't.
Oh boy.
I didn't really. What? I mean, like you said, we were freshmen. Like I had my college fun. It was my first sense of freedom. So yeah, I had my college fun, but I would never like fully commit or get in a relationship, for one, because I was young, and for two, like I just had this like nudging feeling that we were gonna be together. And like we ended up actually getting together because we were around each other, like to the point where we actually were kind of spending really every day with each other as friends.
Hanging out all the time.
Yeah, we were hanging out all the time, and really, like, even though we were still hanging out as friends and I had these feelings for him, I still was like dating other people. I was still talking to other people. So really, out of nowhere, out of the blue, Quinton played games and played with my feelings a lot in the beginning. One day he would tell me he loved me, then the next minute he didn't.
I was immature. I can admit it. I was immature.
It was the most.
I mean, I was young. I mean,
it was the absolute most.
I was young. I mean, now I'm more mature, but you know. And I had my little thing. I had to grow up. I mean, come on now. Give me some time to grow up. I need to grow up.
Yeah, he did. And that was one of the things, like, when I always ask him, I'm like, well, why didn't we get together, like, when we liked each other when we first met each other? And, I mean, he just says he wasn't ready for me. And I can honestly respect that. Like, who knows? We probably would have got together and, you know, he wouldn't have been ready for me. He could have cheated on me or something, and we just could have been not happy like we are, but we're happy now. But yeah, so one day I don't know what day we specifically got together. I know most people have like their anniversaries and stuff, but I don't know particularly what day we got together. I just know that one night Quinton sent me a message, and mind you, we text as friends. We text all the time. So one day he just texts me and he's like, you know, are you seeing anybody? And I'm like, why? And he's like, because, like, pretty much saying how he do you remember? Do you wanna?
I mean, it was like a night, and I just was like, well, I'd be dumb, like, I mean, she liked me, so it was like, I'd be dumb, like, not to pursue this, you know what I'm saying? We already had a chemistry, and, you know, it's just, I hit her with the text. I was just like,
I hit her with the text,
you know, basically, are you ready for this? Or, I didn't say that, but I just.
You asked me, was I seeing anybody? I remember.
You know, something like that, and like, hey, man, it's so long. We should have screenshot that. But you should have screenshot it, framed it. You should have framed the text and everything.
Our phones were not even. Our phones were still the ones where you had to keep pressing the button just to get to a specific letter. Like, we definitely weren't.
This was 2011, probably.
Yeah,
2011. And the phones back then in 2011 are nowhere near to what they are now. And that just tells you how fast technology is moving. But all of that. But yeah, I hit her with a text. And, you know, pretty much from that point on,
we've been together.
It was going, and, you know, and then, you know, you start threatening me, and it was like, you know, if you don't want to, you remember?
You made me cut this video real short. What are you talking about? What?
This is before we got married. You was like, look, you either gonna be with me or I'm about to leave or something like that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Wait. Okay. Yeah. As far as us getting married.
Something like that.
Yeah. Cause.
Oh no, telling my parents about you or something like that.
Oh yes.
He was like, look, you need to tell. I'm just like.
Yes, once we actually really kind of got into a relationship, I've like forced everything. I was like, you know, you need to tell your parents about me. We need to get married. This, that, and next, like all kinds of things. It, like, really pushed Quinton along and nudged him and pushed us to where we are now. So honestly, I think that we can come to the conclusion that we are together because of me. I think that is the conclusion. I am the common denominator because I'm in tune with self.
I'm in tune with myself.
I knew my true love.
Oh my gosh. No. I hit you with that text.
Okay, he hit me with that text. He had a little bit of parts, but you know, I had mind control over him.
They say the woman chooses.
I had mind control over him. I was like, you know, Quinton's really gonna love me, so I just really manifested that. But I'm happy we're together now. This is my buddy. We're still besties. We're besties and buddies and lovers and all the good things. So yeah, that was pretty much just a video on how we met, just so you guys can kind of get an introduction to us. We want to do tons more videos, so if you guys have any ideas for any kind of videos that we can do, we would definitely appreciate some of those. And
most definitely subscribe
tune in and subscribe to us.
Subscribe to the channel. Check out the podcast.
Oh yeah, we have a podcast. Right now we do a lot of businesses together, so we do also have a podcast, Produce for Yourself podcast, where we talk to entrepreneurs. And that's kind of where we I want to do a lot of cute things, of course, as a girl for our vlog, but we are entrepreneurs as well, so I think that it would be cool to just document our experience as a couple pursuing entrepreneur, because both of us are full-time entrepreneurs, and most people think that that is crazy for both people to start businesses.
It is crazy.
It is crazy, and we have crazy moments. So, but hey, we're gonna show. We want to document and show that it's possible to do it, because
together,
some people think that it's impossible, and it's not.
It's very possible. If you want it, you just go get it. So you about to start inching over into my territory for entrepreneurship, so you might want to cut this video.
We will cut it short. Yes, it's over. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.